Thanks so much for tuning in to AJ Tutoring's YouTube channel. My name's David Griswold, and I am stoked to be with you here today to talk about the punctuation order of operations in the SAT writing and language. Just a reminder though, before we start, if you could click that subscribe button, that would be amazing. And so too would giving us a thumbs up if you like this video. All right, let's get started. So what I'd like to teach you today is what I call the punctuation order of operations, which, now that I think about it, could totally be abbreviated like this. This list is organized entirely around which punctuation marks in the English language have the strictest rules associated with where full sentences need to go. The list goes in this order. First, test answer choices that have semicolons, periods, or a comma followed directly by one of the fanboys. 2 in the list, test answers that have colons in them. Number 3, test answer choices that create a sentence with 2 dashes or 2 commas. And last but not least, number 4, the last stop on the train, is answer choices that create a sentence with just 1 comma or 1 dash. Let's walk through the rule for number 1. We're going to test answers with semicolons, periods, or a comma plus a fanboy. The rule for semicolons and periods is simple. These punctuation marks must have a full sentence before and after them. If you're not sure what a full sentence is, it's all good. Here's a pro tip for you. Pretend that you're saying that sentence in your head to a friend. If there's an awkward silence as they're waiting for you to finish your thought, it's probably not a sentence by itself. Check it out. The rule for semicolons and periods is simple, and don't forget that a comma followed by one of the fanboys also needs a full sentence before and after it. So if you've got a comma followed by for and nor, but, or, yet, so, this grammatical arrangement must have a full sentence on both sides. If you don't have 2 full sentences on both sides in either of these scenarios, you can confidently cross that answer off. Let's move to number 2, testing answers with a colon. I have a really cool fact about colons for you. Colon. They must have a full sentence before them. What? I didn't know that. That's amazing, right? So colons are number 2 because of that incredible fact. Most people think about what comes after a colon. That's great. You gotta have a list, definition, or clarification after a colon, but the easiest way to test it is by focusing on what comes before. Gotta have a full sentence. If not, cross that answer off. Number 3, we're talking about answers that create a sentence with 2 commas or 2 dashes. If we are focused on testable answers, we want to examine answers that create a sentence with 2 dashes or 2 commas. 2 dashes in a sentence always act as a set of parentheses, while 2 commas often act as a set of parentheses. To test whether this is the case, you can literally take out the words that are in between the dashes or commas. And as we can see here, if the remaining words still make a sentence, it's all good. But if not, we are going to cross that answer off. Last but not least, thanks for sticking with me. We got number 4, answers that create a sentence with 1 comma or 1 dash. The key thing to remember is that a single dash serves to mark an abrupt break in thought, something you didn't see coming. We save the single dashes and commas for last because they tend to be the slipperiest of the punctuation marks. The key thing to remember is what I just told you about the single dash, that abrupt break in thought. And as for single commas, these must have a full sentence on only one side. If you have a comma in between 2 full sentences, it's not strong enough to hold them. Cross that answer off. That is the punctuation order of operations. If you apply it on the SAT, I know that those questions are going to feel more streamlined to you. As ever, it's been great hanging out with you. Please click on that subscribe button. That way you can get all the latest content from AJ. Thumbs up if you like the video. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon.